Hey docs, I've got a retention tip for you, and it revolves around the term subluxation. You see, if you want better retention and people staying with you through wellness care, it's super important that as you do your re-exams, you ask your patients what the definition of subluxation is. And then once someone moves through corrective care in my practice, they then become a practice member. So I don't choose one term or the other. They start out as patients and then they become practice members. But a lot of that has to do with if they know the definition of a subluxation. And the only way you know is if you ask them. So my suggestion is, and the tip here, is in your re-exams, ask your patients what a subluxation is. Now, quite honestly, there's going to be people that don't know it. Please don't make this mistake. Do not chastise them for not knowing the answer. You've got to take credit, take responsibility, and say, my bad, but now let me define it, let me explain it. Look, if people know what an eye tooth is, they know what a root canal, they know what their molars are, then ultimately they can know what a subluxation is. Now, I'm on the banks of the Colorado River, and I'm here doing a little 360 success, a little 360 living with my sons, doing a little camping out here. And really, my boy Hero said, I want to camp before the summer's over. So I said, all right, a little west of Denver by about 2 hours here on the banks of the river, and just having an awesome day. You saw that raft go by. We threw all of our camping stuff in our raft, and basically that is my campsite behind us. So you can probably hear the kids playing in the water right there. So what's cool is we threw our tents and all our gear in the raft. We went down about 4 or 5 miles, posted up right here on the side of the Colorado riverbanks. Been swimming and cliff jumping all day, but I wanted to capture this beauty a little bit and also teach you that, look, if you get better retention in your practice, you can have more of this. If your patients know what a subluxation is, you can show through your corrective care process that you've corrected it or reduced the subluxations, then ultimately they'll stay with you through your care plans and into wellness care. And it's what we call certainty of success. Now, my certainty of success revolves around a motion study that we teach. I did an interview recently with Dr. Dan Murphy. He invented it.
If you guys can see, so that page there would then go into court. And of course, I just write for the blue flexion, for the green, I write extension. And then I grade every single joint. And sometimes they're so sloppy and so hypermobile. Sometimes they don't move at all, clear subluxation. And it's completely objective. People cannot, through a conscious effort, make any of those things different.
So by doing that templating and basically the way you would do that motion study, it's a clear indication of a subluxation, which I think is super important for chiropractors to know, right? This is an objective way to show subluxations pre-care and then show a reduction in subluxations post-care.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we've wrapped the creation and the communication around it so that it's through corrective care and into wellness care. But one of the things you've got to stop and do is say, hey, what is a subluxation? And if patients don't know what it is, then you have to say, my bad, let's review it. And it's what we call, and this is the goldenest video I'm going to tell you, is it's what we call a teachable moment. It's a teachable moment. Put them back on track and correct them for what it is as you finish through your care. And if you hit your re-exams, you're educating as you go. They know the term subluxation. They're way more likely to stay with you through wellness care and on a regular basis. So from the banks of the Colorado River, a couple hours west of Denver, I just want to say 360 success is what I wish for more chiropractors. And we've been teaching it in a building block model. Step number 1 is get to the elements of closing. After you get that playbook, after you get that day 1, day 2 basics, I can teach you to add other building blocks, and you can be you. You don't have to be me. You don't have to change your technique. Keep your technique. Do what you want to do. But ultimately, I want docs out of the office. Get fresh, get recharged. And that's exactly what we're doing. Getting a little nature bath today. Gosh, does it feel good. We've had an awesome day. So cheers to you from Colorado.
Can you ever, as a person, flex your neck down and have one joint not move at all while other joints move significantly too much? Can you do that with a voluntary, conscious effort? The answer is no. The result is this templating is 100% objective. People can't fake it.
Hero.